but hopefully it will not go out. Hang on, guys. Yeah, it's working. I'm just testing it out just to see if it, you know, my audio is working, because I would like my audio to work if my video doesn't work. So yeah, it was before Christmas, and honestly, I really like to talk about it more, but my mind is kind of just down, more like it's tired, it wants to go to bed, and so we're not going to stay up here for that long, but we are going to have quite a discussion in our time together here. I know that there's a lot of you who when they look at this title, they're going to scratch their head. A character, or have any interest in a character that killed one of the characters you love the most. Simply because, one, Joel saved her in the beginning of it. And if Joel had a type of care and an interest for her very safety, then, you know, if anyone would have any reason not to help her or save her or have any interest in her at all, it'd be the man that she killed. Now, many people say, well, he didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah, well, I kind of see it that way. Second, the same way that I grew to like Joel, okay? It was time. And that's how you begin to like a person. You spend time with them. You get to know them. And simply my anger doesn't really get in the way. Obviously, if you shun it right in my face, then obviously I'm going to be kind of upset about that. You know, she'll bring it up, and, you know, she'll talk about how he deserved it and all that stuff, and I'm like, forget it now. You know, we're not friends temporarily, okay? But, you know, it's very hard for me to sit down and not care for her character, because she's such a character that you don't really, that's just misunderstood, immediately hated, you know, very much how she viewed Joel. You know, she kind of misunderstood him, and she wasn't even focusing on the very fact that he didn't go in there and murder everybody or kill everybody, murder everybody because, oh well, you know, I just felt like doing it. You know, he had a particular reason on why he was doing it, and you know, and that's kind of the thing I like about Abby, is she's literally the same. You know, she's kind of the same, and you know, I care for her character, I do. And the third reason, which would lead up to this, would be is simply because, as a person who loves this game and has been waiting years to play this game and has devoted this entire channel to this game, I was not satisfied and content with sitting here and saying, you know what, I wasted my time. I don't ever want to come to the conclusion that I, for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, wasted all my time with this game. That wasn't okay with me. Okay? And anyone who loves this game should not be okay with that either, because you shouldn't have your time wasted. Our most precious commodity today is time, and you literally, and when you say you waste your time, that's like the most tragic thing in the world, because you can't get it back. It's gone. And when you waste 4 or 5 years of your life on this game and so passionate about it, and then are just so ferociously disturbed by disappointment, then you choose to have that happen to you. And I sat here, I said, no, I will not be like that. I developed an understanding with her. You know, me playing through the game over and over was kind of like a negotiation. I kind of went through her. I went in her shoes. I knew what she felt. I knew exactly why she did certain things, and you know, and if you do want to, you know, have some type of relationship with Abby that is good, then just play her perspective for just a couple of weeks. You know, just play hers for a couple of weeks. I'm not going to say you'll forget that Joel and Ellie were there. I'm just saying that you will become a lot more friendly, and you will have certain emotions toward her. Now, if you don't want to, then you're just not going to, okay? But you at least have to, if you want this to happen, you have to be open with yourself, and you have to go into this thinking, you know what, I'm going to give her a chance. You know? And that's it. Those are the 3 reasons I have for caring about her. And now I'm going to give you why I actually like her. I like her character. Now, when we say character, it's not necessarily person or the thing that she did. That's not what I mean by character. Character cannot be defined by just what we do. All right, that can't be the case. More of who we are rather than what we do. And I have a certain definition or title for characters like Abby, and I call them golden characters. Because golden characters are characters that are developed in such a way where they're seen as good and bad. They're seen as beautifully compassionate, but also wickedly depraved. Alright? They're golden characters. They literally have light and darkness. They have such evil that resides in them, but at the same time they have so much good. And they have a conscience, they have humanity. And that's what's so great about Abby, is she has this duality personality that where she's just a nice woman. You can see that she's a good girl. She's a very kind-hearted person. But let's say that you screw with her, you know what I mean? You mess with her or her friends, she goes nuts. She goes completely nuts, and she starts killing people, you know. And she's not only kills people, but she does the most sadistic, brutal, morbid, remorseless things that you could think about. All right. For example, all right, Ellie kills Mel, Owen, and Alice. Okay? She obviously was more heartbroken over Owen's death, obviously, but you know, the storm cloud or the hurricane of all these things combined, it probably enhanced that rage, that grief, you know. And what did she do? She went right after Ellie. She practically disabled Tommy, killed Jesse, broke pretty much both of Ellie's arms and almost killed her, and then almost killed Dina and her baby. And when Ellie told Abby that she was pregnant, she said, "Good." Completely depraved. Completely gone. Like the woman that you met a couple of hours ago who went through all that crap with the Seraphites and going all that through with Lev and just surviving all that messed up stuff, she just dramatically changes. You see the same girl you saw in the first part of the game. You know, it was as if Ellie dragged her right back down. Right down to that place that she used to be in. You know? And that's why I like that's why I like Abby's character. Because Abby, she has that golden character. She has those golden attributes that make a character really good. And not to say that Ellie doesn't have those, but the point is I already like Ellie. Alright? I already love her character. And it's not a crime in today a lot of people's eyes is to say that Ellie's my favorite character. It's not people don't see it as this big giant vice. And they're like, oh, you're crazy. No, they don't say that. It's when you bring Abby into the equation and say, you know what, she's one of my favorite characters. And she's like, oh, it's crazy, man. All right, the exact same way why Batman is one of my favorite characters. Because he has both. He's a golden character. All right? Same with Joel. Joel's a golden character. At one moment, he is so compassionate and just such a cool man, because he loves Ellie so much. You see him have fun with her, crack jokes with her, have all this compassion. But immediately, when she is taken from him and she's put in a position where she might get hurt or even killed or worse, he goes nuts. He did it when they were in that cabin. He killed like a bunch of them and then practically tortured two of them in some room. It's nuts. Alright? It's just, it's golden characters. And they are the best characters you can find because they are the most realistic characters. If we're honest with ourselves, we're not always jolly all the time. We're not jolly all the time. When bad things happen to us, we sometimes go over the rails. We get completely melodramatic and we act a way that we wouldn't if we were in a calmer situation. It's just nuts, guys. I think it's funny that when I say that Abby's my favorite character, they immediately think, you know what? You wanted her to kill Joel. I never said that, not once. I'd rather she not. I would rather, if he was going to die, I would rather say kill him at the end of the game, not in the very beginning, But once again, I have come to the point where I really care about this game. And I'm content. I'm okay with how it happened and how everything worked out. I'm okay with it. You can't fight against it. You can't demand some alternate reality for this game. You can't do that, alright? Because then would it be The Last of Us Part 2? Because the same guy who wrote Part 1 directed Part 2. So if you say, like, well, I don't like Part 2, well, then you really don't, you say that you want the thing to be rewritten. What you're really saying, then would it be The Last of Us then? No, it wouldn't. Because the guy who wrote Part 1 is the guy who directed, or whoever guy who directed Part 1 is the guy that directed Part 2. And that's it. That's all that I have. Because like I said, I'm kind of tired. I know I'm getting all this energy coming from some guy who just said he was practically tired. And now he's yelling, he has his voice raised up and all that stuff. It is because I really do care about Abby. I do care about her. I love her character. I love how she's a golden character. Because then it makes it a lot harder for me to hate her. And not like her at times. Because like I said, there are times that people do stuff in my life. And if you did something bad to me and it hurt me profusely, and then you intentionally bring it up with this attitude where you don't care, it messes with my mind, okay? It messes with me because it's like, have you forgot what you did to me, That's kind of how it is with Abby. She's like, we're cool sometimes, but you bring up Joel, and it's like, man, you know what? Forget it. It's a complicated relationship. It is. And, it's a complicated relationship for sure. I know there's a bunch of comments. I have to check it. It's like by one person. And I swear, if I open... So, all that crap, though. But, hey, whatever. Though, there's a lot of stuff out there that could be massively, people have their own opinions about certain things, but this is mine. This is mine, and some of the things that people say, not just about her, but the people who played her and the guy who directed it. It baffles me sometimes, man. It does. And so yeah, but there are so much that I can say about all this, where I could talk about it, but it's not going to change anything for what people think. It's just not. It's not. It's me giving my own thoughts and my own opinion. And that's what I like. I like giving my thoughts on things. I like giving my opinion on things because it gives me a time to just give out all of my emotions on certain things. And I just think it's really, really crazy. Really, really crazy to attack people like that way. It's just not at all. It's not going to do anything. And it's a bunch of people letting off hatred. And I've seen it over and over again. And I look at it and I see it and I'm like, what are you doing? But yeah, like I said, I'm really tired, and I've worked a lot today, and I've worked hard today, and I'm really tired. And I wanted to come up here to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I know I'm kind of late about that. I want to thank you guys for all the support you guys may have shown me over the years. It's been a really, really, obviously it's been a hard year for some of us. The end of the year actually got tougher for me. The couple of, throughout the year, it wasn't that bad. You had the virus and you had all that stuff and the protests and all that stuff. And then it didn't really bother me as much. The end of the year is kind of getting harder for me financially and just personally. It's not easy. And it's hard not to think like, man, this is the end of 2020, like a practically historical, monumental moment in history, in our country's history, and I'm like, man, this is ending this way. It's ending this way. Well, all right, well, but ain't nothing much I can do about that then. But I would just want to thank you guys, and I want to give you guys a Merry Christmas and also a New Year's. I know that some of you probably have some New Year's resolution they're going to be sticking to for like a month, because I do that too. That's why I kind of disband from resolutions. It's funny because it's when I make resolutions, it's when I'm terrible at keeping them. But when I just come out of the blue, I can keep them for a couple of months. Maybe even I did one time with like an entire year, which was nuts. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off here, guys. I hope you guys enjoy all the stuff that I said. If you guys don't agree, then don't agree. See hatred in the comments, I will turn them off. That is a promise. If anyone is putting any hate or talking bad about me or anyone else, I'm going to shut off the comments. That is a promise that I'm going to keep, because that is not what this channel is for. Alright, this channel is not for hatred. It is not for a bunch of people to talk politics or anything else. It is something that I have, one of the few things that I have where I can be myself. Alright, so anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next episode, and I have another thing I want to talk about, but I'm too tired to do it right now. I'm too tired. It requires so much energy out of my brain that I can't just do that right now. But anyways, I'll see you guys later.